it's life-changing. And that's what we want. We don't want to die with our old patterns and our old beliefs. We want to be able to live our full potential. And I'd love that for you too. Hi, I'm Rupda, and this video is how to change patterns in your life and why Deepdive is really helping people to do that. Deepdive is a retreat that we do all year round in 3 continents, and it's a very powerful retreat that's a 4-day journey. And what we come to recognize is that the biggest things that people face, life challenges, is connected to behaviors and patterns and beliefs. When we work with that directly and we go straight to the core of some of these beliefs, we start to be able to change some of their patterns. Why is this important? Because many of you have patterns that you don't feel are serving your life today. They're old, maybe you adopted them from your parents, maybe it's a conditioning, maybe it's something that is self-sabotaging, where it holds you back from really living your full potential or from trusting in yourself. Patterns can be very powerful if they're the kind of pattern that you want, that gives you, support in your life, that helps you to really go for what you want or helps you to have self-confidence. But patterns that are debilitating and hold you back or negative or are functional and kind of a default place that in a way are less self-serving or let's say detrimental to your life, then those are the ones you want to be looking at. What is a negative pattern? For example, one where you start to talk negatively about yourself in social settings, where you put yourself down, or sarcasm, where you put other people down. Another negative pattern can be, how you believe about yourself, your own capabilities and your self-worth. That's a really debilitating one. Patterns can show up in all sorts of places in how you're doing life, whether in how you interact with people, or maybe you reserve yourself, maybe you're shy or introvert, maybe you think people don't care about what you have to say, so you withdraw or you become passive. Patterns can hold people back in life from really living their full potential. So how do we break a pattern? Some of the things that we do in the Deepdive retreat is really, we rewind from how did that pattern come to be? It created a behavior, yeah? And then if we go behind the behavior, there was a belief. So the belief, the behavior becomes a pattern. And if we go back to the place where the belief was birthed from, it often came very early on in your life of how you think about yourself, how you are in your own relationship with yourself, if it's a positive one or a negative one. And if you think about the environment in which you grew up in and what kind of messages that you got from the people that took care of you, that raised you. If it was a positive one, if you felt love, if you felt connection, if you felt held, if you felt appreciation and recognition, and if you felt safe, and that was your day-to-day life, you're one of the very, very, very rare few on this planet. Most people in their upbringing have felt times of unsafe, overwhelm, disconnected from their, parent or parents, have felt not seen, not heard, not held, not even expressed love, no contact, no recognition. They'd had to prove, they had to perform, and they had to be a good girl, good boy in order to be worthy of love. This messaging is going to send a particular messaging to the individual that they're not enough at their very core. And that's going to set them up in all sorts of beliefs in how they do life and interact with their parents or their friends or their social circles or even work environment, that they have to be more and do more in order to be worthy of love. So this is where beliefs start to come in. You get those kind of messaging, beliefs about yourself. And then a strategy kind of forms in, if I'm a good girl, good boy, if I behave well, or if I achieve and get really good grades, if I'm successful, if I'm this, or even the opposite, negative attention where we rebel and say, kind of what we call negative merging with people we love. And it's a wounding of not feeling seen and not heard. All of these things are beliefs that orientate back to how we see ourselves, especially if we didn't get that recognition and love and being held. And that matters because that belief then turns into a particular behavior in what we do. Whether we completely become, anti-people and anti-world and rebellious, or we're constantly people-pleasing, all sorts of things in between. And those things turn into patterns. And that's how we start to form patterns, thinking we have to do X, Y, Z in order to get recognition or love or be seen or get the next raise in our job or, maintain a particular kind of relationship. If you can really recognize yourself in any of this, and you can see that, okay, I really want to break a pattern, then we need to go to the behavior, and then we need to go to the belief of that behavior, and then we need to do a little bit of digging in, what I call inner homework, and see how did I set my life up in this way, where I feel I compromise myself, or I sell out, or I over people please, or I constantly say yes when I want to say no. All sorts of things. You'll recognize it, and if you're still watching this video, then you probably do recognize it. That said, I would then pause enough so that you can do the inner homework, and you can start to write a little bit about where you notice you lose yourself perhaps in trying to make it right for another, or you lose yourself in areas of not being authentic to yourself, or perhaps you're modeling something that's your parents and it doesn't even belong to you, or there's a negative belief or association about yourself, and then you've kind of created a whole strategy and belief in how you should be in order to be worthy or seen or recognized or loved. These things all point back to right here. And this is the power of doing inner homework, because it's in your power to change here. I can't change people out there, and I can't change the world no matter how much I would love to have better life for everyone. This is where it starts right here. And the more inner homework you do, the more you can start to change your beliefs, your behaviors, and your patterns. And if you need support in this, and you recognize, wow, I really need support in this, and I want some help in this and guidance, then come to Deep Dive Retreat. It's 4 days of your life, and it's like years of therapy, because it's amplified in those 4 days. Instead of you facing the therapist, you're facing something much bigger with other people in a very, very safe place that are in the same situation, looking at themselves. It's life-changing. And that's what we want. We don't want to die with our old patterns and our old beliefs. We want to be able to live our full potential. And I'd love that for you too. If you like this video, please share, and maybe I see you at the next one. And thank you for watching.